Today, we're here to hear the drum circle from Winona. So let's give them a welcome. Their leader is Katwa.
Good afternoon. Well, thank you for coming up here, everybody. It's nice to see all you bright faces coming out. You brought out the sun, which is great. Well, as you see, we are Winona Community Drumming Circle, and we usually meet on Mondays, 6 to 8 p.m., mostly. Myself, I normally show up sometimes with my African timing, but we still come up and we meet and we do a good rhythms from predominantly West Africa. We have an array of people of all different walks of life and ages and age groups, so it's a matter of if you got a heartbeat, then you are qualified to play in the beat. Okay, so we are here to we open to new people, of course, and it's more of a relaxing and beats that we do play, and mainly for me, it's therapeutic and bringing me back home, because I grew up predominantly in Kenya, East Africa, humble beginnings. And I moved here for school, and of course, I am very much pleased to be part of the Winona community and the greater Seven Rivers area. So we're going to start playing a couple of West African tunes, and in between we will probably have we'll also include some poems generously of Mr. Jim Riley, who I'm sure he's told you more about the Bamum scripts, written originally from Cameroon. Very interesting people. They have very different, all 5 different climates in one region, extremely advanced civilization way before even the hieroglyphs. They had the Bamum scripts, which they wrote. If you ever watch a movie popularly known as Black Panther, those writings are originally from the Bamum scripts, which they share a lot of similarities. And we have the opportunity to play for you a few rhythms and throw in a couple of them poems that we thought are relevant to our community and everything that we feel. So we are glad to have you guys here. Thank you. And our very first one will be coming. It's called a panga, which is a welcoming rhythm from Liberia. Liberia, of course, is a country which was formed for former captured slaves who went back and they were given a land in Africa so that they can repatriate. So this Liberia is a very new nation in comparison to that. Fanga was made popular by Babatunde Olatunje, who came to the US in the 1950s, and he was very instrumental in ensuring that these djembe rhythms are played universally. Thank you.
poem called Mother Nature. She is charm, she is beauty. The lyre of poets know how to sing to her. She is color, she is sweetness. Allured eyes admire her splendor. Nature is charm, she is beauty. Keen ears hear her word. Nature is silence. She is noises. She is joy, she is sadness. Sunny days, moonless nights, sublime mouths know how to say her alternations. Nature is charm, she is beauty. Immense desert of fine sand, forest of verdant plants, wonderful expanse of savanna, lullaby of fertility and life, nature's perfect mirror of divine creativity, in the painting of its diversity. When there is war, I work for there to be peace. Okay, the next piece we're going to play is called Kakilambe. It's a rhythm that comes from the north coastal region of Guinea. It is played by the Banga people in around Bouquet. Kakilambe is a masked dance rhythm. This mask is revered as the most sacred of the Banga people. It comes out once a year for the general ceremony, just once a year. When the tempo is slower, the priest of Kakilambe will transmit to the villagers what Kakilambe has told him. When the rhythm is faster, the priest and other dancers around others dance around the mask. I have my glasses on. Okay. Each family's name in the village is represented by a string that's attached to the mask. And a member of that family holds the string throughout the ceremony as they dance around the Kakilambe. So, enjoy.
Okay, I want to quick tell you about the drums we're playing. These are hand carved in Africa. They're called djembes, and djembe means to gather in peace. And this form of drum was developed about 800 years ago, and it originates from the mortar and pestle, when the women would pound grains and root vegetables. They would have these pestles that were hourglass shaped, and they were, of course, hollow on top. Then they pound with these pestles the grain and the root vegetables into a mash. And eventually, when the pestles wore out and there was a hole in the bottom, somewhere along the line they discovered if they strung a skin tight over the top, it'd be an incredibly powerful drum. And the shape of the drum enables you to play 3 tones. And the rhythms that they developed in West Africa over time, they are ensemble rhythms. They've got multiple parts. And you'll see when we start a rhythm, we'll play one part, then add another and another. And all 3 together create this polyrhythm. That's this very intricate rhythm that becomes very addictive to drummers. The next rhythm we're going to play is called Jolie, which was a rhythm played by the Temini people on frame drums, but it became really popular in Guinea, where they transcribed it for djembe. And there's many variations of this rhythm now. And the 3 parts that we play, the first part reminds me of like a jaunty walk along the Mississippi River. And then the second part comes in like a freight train going by. It's twice as fast, very loud. And then the third part is like the metal wheels clicking on the joints of the track. So anyway, you'll be able to hear the 3 distinct parts come in.
Well, if you didn't hear that, then I don't know what else to say. Well, good. Well, I'm going to read another poem here, and it's on this wonderful book, which is, of course, available for you to pick up a copy. And this will go by the name of Freedom. Freedom. Okay. Let's see. I would like to have freedom to leave Africa in miniature from the heights of the chariots of the gods. Fly over the peaks of Kilimanjaro with Manu Dibango's saxophone. To land over the Himalayas, to make the gods of Mount Everest dance. To the rhythms of the melodies of Mississippi. I would like to have freedom to take flight of the royal eagle, having to travel the power of his wings and the mystery of his eyes, in order to contemplate in the beauty of the sky the immensity of the world. I would like to have freedom to tell all the rich the distress of the poor, advocate for the weak in the court of the powerful. I would like to have freedom to give the oppressed inner peace and calm, raise from despair all the saddened souls, and restore clarity to saddened hearts, give back to the days the clarity of the sun, and restore the beauty of the moon to the night.
Well, this poem called Love is very related to the poem that Katwa, Freedom and Love. You'll see when I read it. Love. If love had become the dominant force in the world, I'll start over. If love had become the dominant force in the world, the poor and the weak would find strength and place in the hearts of the rich. And the hunger and thirst would stop gripping them. If love was the only burning flame on earth, the earth, cooled by the snow of hatred, would have the warmth to revive the joy in the soul of the saddened. If love was the will guiding every step, no one would walk the tortuous paths. By having hatred and resentment as companions, the weakness of this world is to see selfishness holding the hand of the powerful, to deprive it of actions against the punishment of men. The weakness of this world is to be today like a moonless night, where everything seems dark and cold in the future. The weakness of this world is to have set out towards counter-values that want to take the reins of the power of life and desecrate the divine of humanity. So love seems dead, a victim of deviance and devilish pride. But it must be reborn, to make love shine, to make life shine, eternal light of hope in the heart of nature and mankind.
hating each other. It is to make fun of diversity, born in the genius of the divine land, made of common sense and ingenuity. It is brotherhood the world needs to walk safely on the road to progress, where we must all go hand in hand without letting ourselves be caught in the trap of hatred. Because what a true glory we have in being happy all alone, when our fellow human beings are bathed in turmoil and suffering. Our real glory is to act in love and in brotherhood for the common happiness of all.
The next rhythm we're going to try is Danadon. Usually we build our rhythms up from the main rhythm, and then we add more difficult accompanying rhythms. This time we're going to build it in reverse order, and we're learning how to incorporate bells from Ghana into our rhythm. So we're going to have two bells going at the same time. We'll start off with a very basic rhythm, and then we'll add the layers on top of it until we get a nice polyrhythm going. Hope you enjoy it.
it's interesting because basically this is the main three. We categorize them in three because the middle part will be a bass where you want to hit with your hand, a really good firm flat hand on it, and then we have a tone which is basically almost on the inner part, but not really towards the end. Consider it like the earth. You got the core, the mantle, and the crust. So you have the core, which is the main base. Then you have the mantle, which would be the tone. And then the slap would be at the end, the core, where we live now on earth. The slap. So you tense a slap, you're kind of letting your hands loose, and you're hitting a sharper sound. And then the tone is a little more deeper than, of course, the bass. But again, there's a different variety of variations you can get on how many beats different tones you can get. But usually, when you're playing with the edge, you want to keep your hand where your knuckles curve towards the rim of the hand, so that your fingers just vibrate, just hitting it in. And if you want any more information on that, you can come to the Winona Community on this, and we can help you learn a little more. But those are the main parts of how it is. You're using a lot of your ears, especially if you're coming from where I am, where they don't have access to sheet music. You're going to get to know how to tense your hand, how to feel it, and also get a little good of colors.